she has just some of the most beautiful facial features that I've ever seen. I need to have this bone structure, honestly. At the same time, she is the holder of a triple major. Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special one because we're gonna be talking about the candidates of Miss South Africa 2022. As you guys know, if you're a pageant fan or you follow the pageant world, then you will know that Miss South Africa recently announced their top 30 candidates after a very strict and rough selection process. Well, for today's video, I took the time to go through all of the 30 candidates and I came out with a list of 10 candidates that really stood out in my opinion based on the descriptions on the website, the introduction videos, and their personal social media. So during this video, I'll be presenting to you those 10 candidates in alphabetical order, giving you some of my comments and feedback and the things that I hope and expect from them going forward during Miss South Africa 2022. Please be part of the conversation, so let me know in the comment section how do you feel about my list, the candidates, maybe I overlooked someone, so let me know everything that you would like to express in the comment section down below. While you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on this video so that it gets recommended to more people. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the videos that I post almost every single day. Alright everyone, so without further ado, let's get into today's video. I really hope that you enjoy it. Alright everyone, so let's get right into it. Number one on my list, we have Omar. And the reason why she really stood out in my opinion, well, first of all, let's look at the photo that I selected for you guys. She is stunning. And please, I invite you to go and visit their social media for each one of the candidates because I swear to God, I had such a hard time selecting photos for each one of the candidates because they were all amazing. However, one of the reasons that I wanted to showcase her, besides the obvious beauty, is because I thought that she was a very good communicator. This is something that really stayed with me after watching her introduction video. And also just reading through her description, I noticed that she has a background in communications, in marketing, and also in social media management. I think that all of those things in today's world, especially when it comes to beauty pageants, are essential. And of course, when you combine it with her beauty, chef's kiss. Next on the list, we have Bianca Biswidenhout, and oh my god, just look at this woman. Is she even real? I mean, she looks like a Barbie doll. Bianca is one of the candidates that I really went through her social media because I was kind of in disbelief of how beautiful she is. And what I found out was that she is just as beautiful in every single one of her photos. I think that she has a very fierce makeup and her facial features are just so refined, combined with the styling in the hair and all of that. My gosh, just exquisite. Now, as well, I wanted to talk about her background, of course, because that's so important. And similar to the previous candidate, she also has a bachelor in marketing communications. But really what stood out the most is that in her description, it says that she works with several non-profits and she is a full-time volunteer. I thought that that was very interesting because being a full-time volunteer, it means that you don't work or that you just spend all of your time giving back to the community. I'm really intrigued to find out a little bit more about that. And of course, I feel like someone who gives so much to the community is definitely worthy of a crown. And on top of that, she has this level of beauty. She's definitely one of the candidates that I would like to see make it into the top 10 and on the stage of Miss South Africa. Number 3 on the list, we have Chuma Matsaluka. I really fell in love with this woman from the first moment that I saw her. I think that she has just some of the most beautiful facial features that I've ever seen. My eyes really gravitate towards her cheekbones and her very defined jawline. I was just thinking like, oh my god, I need to have this bone structure, honestly. She describes herself as a model and a content creator, but at the same time, she is the holder of a triple major from the University of Cape Town. Let me get it right. Okay, so she went and majored in anthropology, industrial sociology, and politics and governance. And she is still studying for an honors degree in anthropology. Honestly, I think that when it comes to beauty pageants, of course, go through her social media. You will see what I'm talking about. She is stunning. Her body, just like the silhouette, the face, even the hair, the way that she showcases so proudly her natural hair, it's just beautiful to see. But of course, being a beauty queen goes beyond just the looks. And I think that in terms of intelligence, in terms of having an education and background that will allow her to really push her advocacy and her platform even further, I think that she's one of the most impressive candidates that I've seen on this batch. And the cheekbones, darling. Okay, let me take a quick break for moisturizing my lips. I know that you guys missed that, right? Here's some for you, come on. And also a little sip of coffee. Mandatory at this time of the day. Next on the list, we have Bongang Malangu. In terms of the it factor that really stood out for me for Bongang was definitely her beauty. She is so delicate, she is so refined, and every single photo that I saw of her just made me want to protect her at all costs. Going through her social media, I thought that she was very versatile in terms of what she was bringing to the table compared to other candidates. And also, watching her video, I thought that she was very eloquent. She really had a strong presence on camera, and of course that is mandatory for beauty queens, because whenever you would have all of the activities in person, not only during the pageant but especially after the pageant, if you get to have a title, then you will have to interact with a lot of people and you will have to do a lot of convincing. I thought that she had that it factor. In terms of her background, when I'm looking at her description, she is more of a corporate type of woman. It says that she works for a multinational company as a procurement specialist. She also describes some of her hobbies and the things that she likes to do on her everyday life, such as going to the gym, the spa, or even sports field. I think that this is very important, and not every single candidate mentions some of the things that they like to do in their personal time. It's important so that people can relate to you. They can see you beyond just being a beauty queen and a role model. They also want to feel like you're human and like they can relate to you on different levels. Next on the list, we have Lyanda Zuma. And it was really no accident that I selected this particular photo for you guys, because I really thought that she has such a remarkably beautiful body. I mean, I can only imagine the hours that this woman spent at the gym. Although sometimes it's genetics, so you don't know, maybe she won the genetics lottery. Alright, just kidding. But when it comes to Lyanda, I think that she's a very interesting candidate because first of all, she's very young. She's only 20 years old, and reading through her description, she seems to be a woman of the entertainment world. First of all, she's an international model, entrepreneur, and final year Bachelor of Life Performance student. I mean, for me personally, I think that being a beauty queen and being part of a pageant, it's also to a certain extent being in show business, because for being in a pageant, you have to be able to conquer the hearts of the audience, and to do that you have to perform. You have to really be able to put the best side of yourself out there and allow them to see that. So I think that those skills are gonna come very, very handy when it comes to the pageant. Of course, if she makes it into the final top 10. She mentioned as well on her description that one of her biggest desires is to help women get out of homelessness. She wants to get them off the streets and give them better living conditions. So this is a very noble cause, and of course at such a young age, for her to be not only so beautiful, have worked so much on her physique, but also have such an interesting background when it comes to having this mix of entrepreneur side, show business side, and also a deep connection with the people of her country. Moving on, we have Naledi Matabani. She was one of the first faces that really grabbed my attention, really conquered my heart. As soon as I saw her photo, I just put her automatically on the list. There's something so beautiful about her face. I think that she looks very innocent, very delicate, and it's very interesting because I know that I'm looking at a grown woman here, but she feels soft as a flower. I don't know how else I can put that. And that was very consistent as well all throughout her social media. Now, what really sealed it for me was the introduction video, because her communication skills are just as beautiful as her facial features and her body. I was definitely very impressed. In terms of her background, she has a postgraduate diploma in accounting science, and she's currently a trainee auditor for a large audit firm. So this is once again a corporate girl. She works with bigger companies, and she describes herself as being compassionate, resilient, and grateful. I think that just looking at her photo, we can already tell that. See, within her advocacy and the purpose that she wants to pursue with this pageant, she mentions wanting to give more financial literacy for disadvantaged communities. And working in banking myself, I know how important this is, because sometimes the biggest disadvantage that people have is not having the education to know how to get out of difficult situations or open new opportunities for themselves in life. The beauty, the purpose, the background, the intelligence, communication skills. What else do you want? Crown head already. All right, now let's talk about Siobhan Pereira. I think that in terms of beauty, she really reminds me of Shanique Reba, the current winner and title holder of Miss Supranational 2021. I don't know if you guys see the connection, but I think that her eyes, her facial features, the very voluminous lips, and of course the very dark hair really remind me of that. And of course, I say that as a compliment. Same things when it comes to her social media and her body, because I always try to look for diverse photos to see different angles, to see face, so that I can see body as well, and just to get an overall perception of who the woman is. And she was one that, similar to the previous candidate, from the very beginning really stood out. She went straight into my list. When it comes to her background, she describes herself as a model and also works as a business consultant at Discovery. How cool of a job is that? I mean, I remember being a kid and always being so obsessed with Discovery Channel. So the fact that she gets to work with them as a business consultant, I think that's brilliant. She gets to be part of the decision-making process of such an amazing channel. She graduated with a BCom entrepreneurship degree through the University of Pretoria, and she says that she is unwavering in her beliefs and also she embraces all of her imperfections. I don't see many imperfections, but of course we know that nobody's perfect. Number 8 on the list, we have Stacey Gossein. In terms of beauty, I think that she has a mix of the previous candidate, but also with an added layer of innocence, with an added layer of softness. I think that she has more of a delicate beauty, and of course I mean that as the biggest compliment. Her communication skills based on the introduction video were really spot on, really on point, and I believe that those might have been enhanced because of her background. When I'm looking at her description, she mentions that she has a BSc degree in Human Movement Science and Physiology. She is also a podcaster, health advocate, and she loves the outdoors. So I think that really the podcast aspect of it really gives her an advantage when it comes to speaking publicly, because when you have a podcast, you need to be a really good speaker and need to know how to grab people's attention and keep it for long periods of time. We know that some podcasts might be even a few hours long. When it comes to the platform and the pageant, she really hopes to spread awareness about the well-being when it comes to nutrition, especially for the people of her community and South Africans in general. And what's interesting is that with her advocacy, she is really blending her two backgrounds, so nutrition and what she studied in school, and also her background as a podcaster, as a public speaker. So I think that if she plays her cards well, combined with her beauty, she could be really a force to be reckoned with. Alright, number 9 on the list, we have Tamsin Jack. Honestly, I think that she was the first candidate that really grabbed my attention. So I would say that if this video wasn't any particular ranking, she will be on my number 1 spot. However, I went with more of an alphabetical order, and that's why she is at number 9 as of right now. But looking at her face, her eyes especially, the hair, and just like the overall styling, she feels like Miss Universe material already for me. So I think that if she has the right styling and the right strategy when it comes to the pageant, she could really be one of the front runners for that crown. I really love how the color of her eyes contrasts with her hair, but also her very dark eyebrows. I don't know if that's a thing for me, but I really find it attractive. In terms of her background, I thought that it was very interesting because she describes herself as being an entrepreneur working with some of South Africa's leading startups when it comes to small businesses. So I think that working with small businesses precisely is a very good thing because there's a lot of opportunities, and at the same time you are helping the economy grow, you're helping small entrepreneurs grow as well, which ultimately it's a win-win situation for them, for Tamsin as well, I'm sure, and also for the country itself. She does mention Emma Watson as being one of her role models and inspirations in life, and that she hopes to meet her one day. Well, I'm pretty sure, Tamsin, that if you manage to get the title or at least one of the crowns at Miss South Africa, you might very easily meet Emma Watson. And last but not least, we have at number 10, Loma Vileza. I think that she looks like a beautiful, empowered woman. I selected this photo in black and white because I really love the photo itself, but when you go to her social media pages, you will see that she has many different photos that you can choose from where she looks just absolutely stunning. Her beauty, for some reason, really reminded me of Lalela Mswane, and for me that is a huge compliment because of course I love Lalela so much. Followed her really closely here on the channel when it comes to her Miss Universe journey, and I was so happy when she made it within the top 5. So the fact that I associate Lolo with Lalela automatically is a big compliment from me. Her description says that she has a degree in human physiology from the University of Pretoria. She is very passionate about empowerment issues, which also led her to form an NPO, a non-profit organization. I thought that that's such a noble cause, and that's really sometimes how you can tell that someone is really invested in an advocacy, because when you want to make a change, sometimes the best way is to have your own organization that will work towards those issues precisely. And the fact that it's a non-profit, I mean, it just speaks for itself about the fact that she's willing to put time and effort into this without necessarily expecting something in return. So for me personally, she checked all the boxes. I'm really happy with her beauty, her purpose, her background, everything. Oh, she's also a very good speaker, so go and check her out. And I'm really excited to see what else she will offer for the rest of the competition. That was it, you guys, for my top 10 picks from the top 30 of Miss South Africa. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about my picks and the candidates that I talked about? If there is someone else that you want me to look into or do a little bit of research, I'll be more than glad to check her out. Just leave the names down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on this video so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And of course, last but not least, come here and give me a hug, because that's a little motivation on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.